Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. I'm not gay. So this is the Young Noble video I'm gonna make. I'm gonna do this in like two parts. So it'll be two videos. This first part we're gonna talk about, the first part of the Young Noble interview, which is about 2 hours and 55 minutes long, but this shouldn't take very long. So he brings up that he was born in Los Angeles County in a place called Sierra Madre. Right, so someone who looked very similar to the mother of Sierra Lamar, I seen her on the news, was at one of the booths at Oak Ridge Mall. Okay, so there's that connection. He also brings up that his older brother was Crippen because he used to live in California. I didn't know that about Young Noble. I figured he was a New Jersey person. He talks about how when he moved to New Jersey, he moved to the Pearl Street Projects. And early on in this video series, I brought up that I used to live in San Jose, in an apartment where Crips frequented on Pearl and Chenoweth, right? It was on Pearl by Oak Ridge Mall. And so you have these kind of connections here. You see the pattern of connections. I've asked other people if they see that many connections with their life in these things. They said no, and that these connections are sound. Okay, so not only do I have 23 witnesses to the psychological operation against me, okay, I go out of my way to see if people have a viable counterargument. On the internet, they tend to avoid responding, okay, but some other people do respond to this. Okay, he brings up a person named Daryl. It's his older brother or something. And a person named Daryl or Jarrell had robbed my girlfriend when I was living on Pearl. And I brought up in my story how it resulted in me confronting him at a common acquaintance's house or whatever. We both knew the same person at the time, and some other guy I knew was there at the time, and so we went to the door there, knocked on the door, and a scuffle ensued. It's in my story playlist. I want to kind of explain what happened here because I want to focus on these events here. Okay. So he also brings up that the number 7 is powerful, and there were 7 victims at the explosion at the fireworks facility, which was Esparto, right? It has the word spar in it. Okay, and my top martial arts challenge is a sparring challenge. It's a true way to challenge somebody. Sparring is a lot more sophisticated, if you will. Maybe that's not the word here. It takes a lot more intelligence and focus and, insight, etc. It's really something that brings out the martial art principles, and it has application for actual combat, right? Transferable skills for weapons, knives, what have you. And so you see Esparto, right? E-spar-2. Okay, so I'm going to do this in like 2 short videos here. So I'm just going to end here. Oh, but real fast. Obviously, there are a few minutes made it harder for me to explain. And I'd also like to he brings up the song Black Jesus, which is one of many songs that Pac made, right? That Tupac Shakur made. And it is significant in this interview. It's why him and the other members of the Outlaw rap group smoked Tupac's ashes. Okay, so again, they're filming me because they know no one is as qualified as I am to lead. They know that, they know that they're idiots, and they want people to know that they're idiots. It's part of the satanic structure. That's why people often say, that the governing class's policies are stupid, that they're stupid, that the government's stupid. Okay, part of it is to make sure that people understand that if you follow the government, that you're a fucking idiot. Okay, and if you don't know that I'm telling the truth, that you're an idiot. That's part of why they fume me, believe it or not. And at the same time, because the devil likes to trick people, they want to kind of go through the motions or make an effort to trick people. But people are basically failing life's test because they're greedy, because they're scared, because Americans lack heart. They're not courageous. Okay, they like to pretend that they are. If someone's courageous, they're going to obey God through me, right? And you see so many people are aware of my videos. My videos weren't always as suppressed as they are now. Some of my videos have gotten like 30,000 views. People are afraid to do what's right. They're very, very scared people. They're raised by scared people to be scared people in this country. And that's just one of the truths that they don't want to admit to themselves, you know.